Another one that I saw in the movie theater, but is now available on streaming, I think it's on Amazon Prime, was Air.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Look, Matt Damon.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
J-Lo to Ben Affleck. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
John.
Interesting,
okay,
John.
now start your review.
Yeah, and with bad hair for Ben Affleck.
Oh, no.
Although not as bad as the real life person, of course. So, look, they're developing Nike for basketball for Michael Jordan. It's very interesting. It's fun. It's not amazing. You enjoy moments of it, but there's definitely, Matt Damon, he's supposed to be like a gambler. Also like knows the most about basketball, and there wasn't enough of that for me. And, they were doing this thing where, you were basically not going to see Michael ever. They showed 40 seconds total real game footage from, back when he was in college.
Oh, okay.
And that was, an interesting choice and maybe not enough. They were definitely going with this is about the business, not about the game. But it was also great. I mean, it was like, I think I might be misremembering, but it was like that rookie draft was going to be John Stockton, Charles Barkley, and Michael Jordan. It was like, that's a crazy amount of people in there. I didn't fully know the story behind it, and, obviously there might have been some slips in there, but to see that story kind of come to life was pretty fun.
I had heard recently, because this movie coming out, that really it's his mother, who was played by Viola Davis. That's who was most instrumental in him getting the deal that he got. Oh. Is that true?
Yeah, well, they did a version of that. She was like kind of the person who was negotiating all these things and not having Michael negotiate them. And she was, truly knowing the value and pushing for things that beyond. And
how amazing.
Yeah. So for his side, Michael's side, absolutely.
So interesting. Yeah, because I think I don't know what the number was, but the statistic was something crazy. Like today, every day, still, he makes like this crazy amount of money from those shoes. It's like $1 million a day, or like, it's crazy. I don't even know what it is, but it's a lot.
And I don't quite remember. They did a stat at the end that was like the first year was 168 million. It was like, wait a minute, what? The first year, because he doesn't win a championship in the pros for another 8 years.
Wow.
So it was like, wait a minute, that first year sold that much? So I could be getting that a little bit wrong, but it was pretty amazing.
What an interesting story. Yeah. Okay. So,
and was this produced by Ben and Matt's new production company?
Yes, it was. Kind of a actors' equity, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
Putting them more towards the forefront of that.
Well, it had a lot of good buzz. I had quite a lot of girlfriends and people talking about it, so it's on my radar to watch. I remember reading an article about it, just in the sense of Nike being the running shoe company. And they realized they had to get into this basketball game. And at the time, now Nike is so synonymous with every sport, but for sure was not a basketball shoe. And most deals were made with the pros that had established careers. So to take a rookie was this very risky, as you said, he's a gambler.
Well,
move.
Yeah, and I forget if they said they were number 3, but it was like they were in basketball, but no one cared. And they also, were not truly, it was also, at that point, basketball shoes were, still Converse All-Stars. They were not exactly,
Zero arch
crazy.
support. Horrible.
They were fine. They were All-Stars. They were 4 All-Stars.
Okay.
But, so one of the big swings that they really took, which they spend a lot of time on this in the movie, which is interesting, but it was like, instead of splitting the amount of money, because okay, we got these rookies coming in, we could get them early for less, so we'll do 4 or something. And because everybody's trying to the first one's going to go to Adidas, or the second one's going to go to Convery, whatever it is. And they're like, okay, who could we get? So the big move was what if instead of multiple, we just give all the money to Michael?
It worked out.
It really did.
For everybody.
It really worked out.
So is Viola's character, Michael Jordan's mom, is she the original momager? She brokered that deal. Does she get 10%? I hope to God. I don't know if she's still alive, but she deserves 10%.
Yeah, they showed a clip. Towards the end, they were kind of wrapping up and showing some of the, contemporary, and it was one of the things, I forget if it was during a montage where they were talking about, I think it was Matt Damon was kind of look, in the future, they're going to try and tear you down. And some of the stuff that I was first of all, I was a little too young, but it was wow, a lot of crazy stuff did happen, Michael. This is not fun. But then they showed a speech that he gave where he was thanking his mother, and this was kind of, I think, after he retired from the pros, or I don't know, something. And so he obviously, really valued her, and she carried that weight throughout his career.
Well, God bless her. She's still alive, 81 years old.
Oh, wow.
So she's got to see all that success come to fruition, which is pretty awesome. That's amazing. All right, well, I'm going to watch it, John, based on your recommendation. Are you going to watch the book club based on ours?
Oh, yeah, you should.
Eventually. I don't know when, though.
Oh, my God.
We'll report back when you do.
Oh, my goodness.
That seems unlikely.